boy. So we got Q&A on this beautiful Friday on January 6th, the first Friday of the year. And we'll start off with you guys. If you guys have any questions for Alex and I, just let us know. Shoot away. Anybody out there? Anyone?
I might have one. So this is my first time eating in a pretty large deficit. I'm pretty active. My like total daily energy expenditure is probably pretty close to like 3,000, maybe more. So like how much is too much where like you're not sacrificing like muscle mass when you're eating at like a pretty significant deficit?
If you were at a lower body fat percentage, that would be a big deal. But considering you aren't, it's not a huge deal. Long term, it wouldn't be good. Long term, it wouldn't be good, of course. But of course, short term, like you and I have kind of had this discussion that pretty soon here we're going to bump those calories up, just because I believe you're a firefighter. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're going to burn a lot of calories doing that and everything else that you're doing as well. So this is not going to be a long-term thing, like 3 to 4 weeks max. And then after that, we'll start adding calories. But since your body is going to start depleting those fat stores first, it's not a huge deal.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, if you were feeling like fatigued throughout your day, like you haven't said anything and haven't really asked, but if you were feeling fatigued throughout your days, like then we'd have to address something. But if you're feeling pretty good throughout the day, but you have like that urge now and then, you're like, shit, I'm hungry. That's just fleeting. But if you're feeling good throughout the day, then I would say keep rolling, man, because your body's just depleting that fat.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with Alex. Like, depending on how your body feels, like if you're feeling like fatigued and tired, like overtrained, pretty much like that, the symptoms of overtraining, then you might be too much in a calorie deficit.
Okay.
But also if there's a way to, like the progress pictures, and if there's a way for you to track your lean body mass, if your lean body mass is decreasing, then that should be also a concern to consider. Because
homie just did that today, didn't you?
I did. But yeah, I've been consuming a lot of content, and I see people like
what was that thing you got in called?
It's called a bod pod.
Did you see that picture, Chris? I don't know if he posted it in the chat or not, but he posted it on Twitter and I seen it.
I didn't see the picture, but I know what a bod pod is, and they're really accurate. Yeah. I don't know how much they cost to do, but yeah, I know of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was an experience for sure.
So what do you do with that? Do you just sit in it for like a couple minutes and then bam, that's it? I've never done it.
I basically just kind of got down, got undressed, got in. They had like a little cap to cover up the hair. And yeah, you just sit there for 30 seconds. They open it up and then do it a second time, and then it basically just pumps gas in there, and it's a super quick process. Yeah,
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, great question. Anyone else have any other questions or want to feed off that question?
Yeah, I know you guys given some extra stretching or movement techniques, to combat any kind of soreness, get us a little bit more warmed up. I'm starting to, sometimes my shoulders are getting a little bit sore, or my legs I feel a little bit more sore on those. Do you guys have any other types of exercises or stretches or anything that you would recommend for when you start getting those little minor aches and pains prior to the workout or during the day?
Yeah, for extra soreness and stretches, I'm a big fan of using a lacrosse ball. I'm a huge fan of that. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, you can use a tennis ball, a foam roller, a foam rolling ball. I like, especially like when I do legs, my main area that really tightens up is my VMO. So like the inner quad muscle, that area always bugs me. Like no matter what, like after a leg day, and I'll put the lacrosse ball right on that inner thigh muscle, and oh my God, it is painful, but it brings so much relief.
They're so
Um,
good.
Yeah, so I typically will go lacrosse ball, me personally, on my inner thigh muscle and my glutes. I typically will lay on the floor and put the ball right on my glutes. So I'm a big fan of foam rolling. If you have a massage gun, that's another great way with soreness. Um, Stretches, I mean, like stretches are good. Like any type of stretches, like whatever you're soring, it won't like help relieve the soreness or like get rid of the soreness. Sorry, it will help relieve it, but it won't help like get rid of it. So hopefully that answered your question, Charles.
And to branch off of Chris as well, because everything he said is stuff that I introduced as well. One thing I will say about the massage balls and like the lacrosse balls that I was showing you, don't know if you've seen that. Per my massage therapist last week, so sort of the new massage therapist, and she was telling me, like I was telling her I was doing the foam rolling and the balls and everything. She said, that's great. And I was telling her I was having some problems with my left lat. And she said, hey, just be cautious that when you're using those, sometimes, like it hurts really good. It feels really good, but sometimes you could be aggravating it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like, sometimes when it hurts really, Chris described it perfectly because it hurts really bad, but it feels so good that you don't want to stop. Sometimes like evaluate that. If it's a problem that keeps consisting, be a little mindful of that and maybe check some help. Another thing that I also like to do for sore muscles, and I recommend people doing, is whatever muscle's hurting, let's just say it's a quad, for instance, you had a heavy quad day the day before, leg day, the next day, maybe do some air squats and then do some stretches as well, because doing very, very lightweight exercises for the muscle that hurts is going to be very beneficial in promoting blood flow to that muscle, because that's at the end of the day what we want to do, get that blood in there to repair those tearing of the muscles. So it's not bad idea at all if you have access to a gym, resistance bands, or if you just want to stay home and do body weight exercises. It's not bad to do just some really slow controlled reps of that body part. Nothing strenuous. You're not trying to break a sweat. You're just trying to promote blood flow to the said muscle.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that. Get any type of movement to that muscle. Yes. Cool. Charles, were we able to answer your question, or were you looking for
Yeah,
more?
definitely. No, I think that helps a lot.
Awesome.
Ba-ba-ba.
Anyone else?
Sauna too. Sauna's amazing for that. I don't have a sauna. I've never been to a professional sauna, but I have a reflecting sleeping bag, and I'm not recommending this. It's just what I do, and it works for me. I crank my oven up with the door open, and I tent that heat reflecting sleeping bag over me as I sit in the chair, and I just sweat buckets. Again, not recommending it, but it works really well. And if I'm having sore muscles and knots that won't let loose, that just releases almost everything for me.
Judah, do you know who Jeff Foxworthy is?
Yeah, you might be a redneck if.
You might be a redneck if you use your oven as a sauna.
I am most definitely a redneck as charged. It's not a
I
bad
say
thing.
that I am as well, man. I live in the sticks, so I get you, man. I can't believe I didn't think of that idea.
Wow. I don't think I ever heard of that, but yeah, if it works, it works.
Your vibe.
I got another redneck one for you. I did just yesterday. I drive semi trucks, and my truck's doing a regen, which is where it heats up really hot to try to burn out and clean out your diesel particulate filter. And if you blast your heat on high, it just vents all of that air around the engine. And that stuff is so hot, I got my cab up to almost 155, just blasting the heat during the regen. And I came home, and my wife's like, why are you so sweaty? I spent like really 40 minutes in there with the cabin between 130 and 150 something. So a little makeshift sauna while traveling.
Nice. That's awesome. Great information there, Judah. Love it. Anyone else have any questions?
I just got some resistance bands.
All right, they came in.
I'm not sure what to do with them. So I guess I'll just experiment.
Yeah, for your resistance bands, I could in the King's Fitness app, I could put some resistance bands exercises for you, and there's video on there, and you can watch the video, and it'll show you how to set up
Oh,
everything.
great. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. I guess I've seen one that was posted involving bending the knee.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
I
update.
haven't really got going with that, but I will dig into.
Cool. Yeah, I'll update your program and put some band exercises. But yeah, there's video on there and everything. I'll write that down so I don't forget.
Yeah, I started. Yeah.
Yeah, those bands are such a great tool that you can utilize. I love using them for warm-ups. My nightly recap, when I sit in front of this red light behind me and I stretch, I play around with those. Just a great tool to add some resistance at home. Sometimes I add in my exercises, not as much. So I know a lot of people do. When I turn into a new training block for myself personally, I'm going to add them for some extra resistance and plyometrics and stuff. So, but they're a great tool, and they've come a long way. I remember, geez, this would have been about early 2000s when like they first came out. I remember gym class. I was a young buck, and like you had to put the resistance bands in a bag of baby powder because they needed to be lubed up unless they'd break. And like, look at us now, we're so much better. So it's funny how time progresses.
Oh yeah. All right. Anyone have any other questions?
Is anybody having any issues like with hitting their calorie protein goals a day? Anything like that you're finding a struggle with that? Maybe you're going over, maybe you're going under every day where you're not hitting your calorie or protein goal, ways that you can add other things for calories or protein, anything of that nature, any nutrition issues?
It's very good having the apps to track things. I mean, last night went way over the top with my younger daughter is off to Vietnam for a while, and we got to a really nice celebratory meal last night. So I to be honest, I skipped lunch. I had one apple for lunch. So if you're honest with the app, the calorie intake, then you see when you've gone over occasionally, and you can offset it. Sometimes to skip a meal and just have a piece of fruit or piece of vegetable instead is reasonable. I mean, sticking to the regime exactly would be ideal, but I just don't seem to find I can do that very easily.
Yeah, and that's completely fine. Like your daughter, you're celebrating your daughter's trail hiking.
Brilliant presentation to about 35 people last night at our local church. Raised some money for a charity. Yeah, it's proud to see her. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And we want you to celebrate. Like, we don't want you during those times of celebration. We don't want you to think about calories, protein. We want you to enjoy the experience, enjoy the moment with your daughter, and then on the next day you're gonna get back on track.
I've been shopping today. I'm going to come cooking for the family. Got some ground beef, lots of spice. Going to make it into meatballs and cook them in the oven rather than fry them in oil. And cooking up a load of chicken thighs. Let that cool down when it's cooked. Skim all the fat off, and then cook it with some beans and make about 8 high protein, high fiber meals for the coming week.
If you're still a fan of frying food, which I am, beef tallow is a fantastic option as well. A lot healthier than the vegetable oils and such that they put in regular frying oils.
Yeah, we tend to use sunflower oil, olive oil. But we do keep, if we cook beef, I tend to run the fat off and keep it. So we have actually got some from the festive season, a jar of we know it's high in calories and high in cholesterol, but you know, you offset it. That's the thing.
And that's amazing that you're, you know, you had a fruit, then you had those extra calories for the celebration. Even though you still went over, that's okay. You know, you celebrated and now you're back on track. And that's pretty much what it's all about with the fall actions.
And Alex, I know we talked about it earlier, or chatted about it earlier this week. Just I'm still having those issues where I'm hitting those protein goals. That seems to be, you know, especially adding in, you know, some liquid proteins. I'm able to hit those goals, but then the calories is where I feel like I'm almost having to force myself to eat more. So what I started trying to do is really kind of front load those calories, because as the day goes on, I tend to, you know, have a meal later on in the day, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock, and I don't want to be still trying to hit calories after 5. So
Yeah.
I started to really kind of front load and get 600-700 calories in for breakfast, mid morning snack type thing before the day starts, and then it doesn't seem as daunting to get another 1,500 by the end of the day.
How many, so you're saying you're falling short. Are you still like, how many calories do you think you're falling short a day? Just a guesstimate.
Anywhere from a few hundred to, I think yesterday it was like almost 700.
Gotcha.
And I feel like I ate problem with my lunch was, basically some vegetable and like a ton of chicken, like 10 plus ounces of chicken, which was so much chicken. I don't think I ever ate that much chicken
That's a
for
shit ton of
lunch.
chicken. That's a shit ton of chicken.
So it's like, and again, I'm experimenting on all this stuff because I've never really focused on it that much.
Yeah.
So it's but so it felt like I just ate so much, and then all of a sudden I'm like not hungry at all the rest of the day. Then I'm trying to force myself some additional calories at night.
Got you. So here's a few things. So we touched on a few of these when I jumped in that nutrition call yesterday with you guys and Joey, and he was kind of talking about liquefying calories. And I am a person as well that my appetite, it sucks because I've been trying to gain weight for a while, and I know exactly what the problem is. I don't eat enough, and the problem with me personally, I know it's not your problem, but it's my problem, is nicotine and caffeine suppresses your appetite. I've also started to front load my calories a lot more, and I've started doing some other things to add more calories. So I hit my target. I'm at a target right now at about 3,200 calories a day. And that's because like I'm running so much and I'm lifting so much. So I'm burning a lot. And I'm a smaller guy already, so I need to try to bulk up a bit. So 2 things that I like to do is, 1, adding olive oil, a tablespoon of olive oil to my protein shakes. That's 200 calories right there. If you want to do one, you have 2-3 protein shakes a day. That's 200-600 extra calories that you wouldn't have had before, which really adds up. Another great snack is almonds, like unsalted almonds, or you can get the flavored ones. I have salt and vinegar and the soy and wasabi here because I like them. A little bit of sugar, but it's negligible because it's not that much. But about a handful, not even, of almonds is about 250 calories, like a lot more than you would think. So that's another good way. But the biggest thing is you're struggling to get the calories of what I found for myself personally, and Chris may have found something else, but it's just liquefying it. It's just so much easier to drink my calories sometimes than to eat it. I've tried to stay away from big meals, like between 500 and 800 calories is my pleasure zone. Like 10 ounces of chicken, probably wouldn't finish that myself. It's a lot of chicken, and I don't like chicken that much. That's just me. But nonetheless, I found that if I try to break my meals up, instead of having 3 large meals, if I break that down and have 4 or 5 like smaller meals in that time frame, like it's a lot easier there. So I hope that pushes you in the right direction. You and I can talk one-on-one about some more things that we can add to your diet, but those are some things that I like to do, and Chris may have something else that he likes to do as well.
Well, I haven't been in a weight gain phase probably since high school. So I've been more of a maintenance weight loss phase in my whole adult career. But for weight gain, I'm going to back what Alex was saying. Yeah, using oil for cooking or putting in on your food. Adding honey. Honey will add some calories. Maple syrup. And all just liquid, like juices. If you like milk, any type of milk typically will have we'll have extra protein in there too, but also we'll add up the calories. And when I was in high school, I added peanut butter to everything. That
Mhm.
that's one thing I remember. Because in high school, I played football, played basketball, so I was your coaches just tell you to eat and eat. So I was putting peanut butter on everything. I probably had like 3 to 4 PB&J sandwiches like a day just to gain some weight. So from as a kid, that was my experience of trying to gain weight. I literally put peanut butter on, or anytime I could have peanut butter, I had peanut butter. But
Chris, could I add to that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to, back in another life before my injury, I used to fight and I used to volunteer at and help train at the gym. And I coached multiple fighters in MMA and Taekwondo. And one of the things in MMA a lot of the young guys struggled with was gaining strength and putting weight on. Cutting weight before a fight, but building that muscle mass especially for ground fighting, wrestling portion. And so I've actually helped a lot of guys with that and been pretty successful with it. One thing seems ridiculously obvious, but a lot of people overlook is you got to make the shit taste good. You'll eat more when it tastes good. And that seems really obvious, but a lot of people, they just eat really bland things. They think of the macros, and I got to get this number of calories. And you make something taste really good, your body allows you to eat more before it tells you it's full. The other thing is trick your body by changing up, have multiple different textures in it. By having that variety of textures, it actually tricks your body into thinking you're taking it less than you are. Like if you, I don't know, let's say they take a piece of string cheese and wrap some, spicy meatball mix around and you smoke it and then you dip it into a cheese sauce. Now you got 4 different textures. And you're actually going to be able to eat more calories than like you just take say plain chicken, eat a bunch of plain chicken. You won't be able to eat as much. Doing something as simple as searing your chicken, putting a nice hard crust on it and changing that texture up actually psychologically tricks your body into allowing you to eat more.
Yeah, all good points. Yeah, I definitely not trying to gain, but
No, and
yeah, just trying to hit those goals. Yep.
of course. And one big thing that's been helping me lately, again, so we have 2 different goals, but the same mindset, like I'm trying to gain, you're trying to lose. Same mindset, though, I think would be really beneficial that I've been employing in my life, and it's been so good. So at night, when I recap my night, I do my brain dump, I go through my nightly routine, but that brain dump for me, what I do is I plan out my next day. It just helps me mentally. And I feel like I'm so much more ready to go when I sit down and I know everything that I want to accomplish. Another thing that I do the night before is I write down each meal that I'm going to have, not necessarily what time. Sometimes I do, but I write down every meal I'm going to have and I track the calories and the protein just so I know like, hey, I'm going to hit my goal if I eat all of this. And it's just a peace of mind. Because now it's not guessing when I go downstairs and open my fridge. It's almost like meal prepping, but not, because I don't have to open my fridge and be like, I'm just going to eat this, this, and this. That's why I was failing, because I was never really tracking. So the night before, I just say, I'm going to eat this, 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 this. It's going to equal this many calories, this much protein, this much carbs. Bam, perfect. So that's something we can work on as well. But it's just a peace of mind that's been really beneficial for me, because it's just the planning stage. And then all I have to do the next day is execute.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. Planning that out.
It takes the guessing out of it.
Yeah. Also, Drew, sorry, I thought you're in a weight gain phase, but you're losing weight.
Large amount losing. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So since you are in a weight loss, if you're not getting your calories but you feel good, like even though if you're not hitting that calorie goal, I think that's perfectly fine from my experience. If you're feeling good, if you feel full throughout the day, if you're hitting your protein goal, going over your protein goal, and if you're not getting to the calorie, I think that's perfectly fine.
Thanks for bringing that up, Chris. That's a great point.
I have told clients, I actually got this from Joey, is your calorie goal. If you're in a weight loss phase, you want your calorie goal to be like the ceiling. Like that's the maximum you're going to hit. So if you're below that, that's completely fine. Just as long as you're feeling full, you're not getting any hunger strikes, spikes, then your protein goal is the floor. That's the minimum you want to hit. If you go over on your protein, awesome. Like going over on your protein is completely fine. So.
Okay. Yeah. Good point.
Awesome. Anyone else have any other questions?
I felt like a rebel this morning because I woke up, and anybody who has a Garmin watch, it gives you like the little day-to-day, your training apps, how you slept, all this jazz. And it told me suggested workout today, take a rest. Ha, delete, swerve, running. We went. A beautiful little powder outside, felt really good. That's all I have for that. But I laughed this morning because I almost thought about it. Like my mind's like, oh, like I was already up and I had my shoes on and I looked at that and I was like, maybe I won't run today. Running's not my favorite thing in the world, but I'm like, maybe I won't run today. Like, oh, hell no. We already have these shoes on. We are out the door. Let's go. So I thought that was
You went outside and enjoyed a little white powder.
Yeah, I ran around in the white powder and waved and said good morning to all the kids going to school.
Nice. Oh yeah, the full actions.
I set that goal for myself last week. I'm like, we're running every single day. I consulted with my sister with a running plan. She's a pretty experienced runner. And I told her my plan. She's like, that's perfect. I was like, okay. So like this morning, again, when I said, oh, I don't have to run, I was like, no, I already told my sister my plan. Like, we're doing this. So we went and we rode. And guess what? Each day I'll have to post it here in a few days when I accumulate a few more days on this running thing on my Garmin watch. But it's so beautiful because I experienced it last September when I started running again. Each week you can see it that my time literally gets a few seconds better each 2 miles. And it's just so beautiful to watch. It's like looking at a chart for progressive overload. Like each day, these changes that you don't see, but if you look on the chart, you're like, wow, I'm just getting a little bit better. And that's like the power of tracking right there, tracking your workouts, tracking your nutrition, tracking anything that you do, because if you can see the differences, it puts a little bit of gas in your gas tank. Yeah, it kind of sucks doing it at the time because like, it's an inconvenience. I got to track this. But then if you look back at it, you're like, shit, I'm making progress. I can't see it sometimes. I know Nathan and I have talked about this with progress pics because like I take pics of myself and like it's hard to notice the difference. Sometimes you need outside eyes, but like if you keep taking those pics from day 1 to day 10, you might not see anything. Day 20, day 10 to day 20, maybe a little bit more. But if you look from day 1 to day 60, you're like, damn. So like, it's that power of just tracking that stuff. It's just an inconvenience. That's the only thing you have to get over, like taking the time out to do it. That's it.
What's sad, Alex, is I haven't ran in 10 years after my injury. I had the hardest time walking. I was on crutches for 2 years and got myself off those. And right now, the closest I can come to running is a kind of brisk walk. If I walk too much in a day, my ankle ends up swollen up to the size of like 2 little softballs sticking off the side. But running is something I actually used to love to do, and now I weigh 390 something pounds, and my ankles all shook to crap, and I'll get the urge to run, and I'll feel like I'm about to burst out of my skin. I'll feel like my body's a prison. I just want to go run and let something go, and then I'll try it. Then my joints are like, oh no, you're gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm hoping if I could lose some weight and get down to a decent weight. That's actually one of my dreams to be able to run. I don't want to die and go on most of my life on running.
Yeah, running is just an example there. You take running out of there, act like it's an X. Put anything into X and track it and you'll get better. Put walking in there for your instance. You know what I mean? Hey, I pace a mile at 10 minutes. Next week, I pace a mile at 9 minutes and 55 seconds. A few days later, I pace a mile at 9 minutes and 50 seconds. You see what I'm doing there? Each day you're pacing that mile, you're getting a little better walking, and I do want to correct you there. If you lose the weight, it's when you lose the weight and you want to start running again, you do work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, thanks for that. I knew you meant that as a universal example. It just brought it to mind.
Got you.
running's one of those things that I've been very nostalgic for. But to be honest, over the years, it's felt more and more possible without a reach, like something other people do. I don't like that, so I'm hoping that when the weight comes off, I'll kind of find that my body's capable.
If you're having the ankle issues as well, like low impact exercises as well, like biking's great for that. A fantastic exercise, much more low impact. I've seen forget his name. He's a longevity guy, sells butter and mayo. That's like not seed oils and stuff. Forget his name, but Mark something, I don't know, but he's older, but he talks a lot about this as well. Like some people who get older, maybe running isn't the best thing for them because it's high impact, very bad on your joints in some instances if you're doing it for long distances. Big proponent of like biking, assault bikes. Like if you ever rode one of those suckers, I mean, you're like, shit, I'd rather run than do this. This sucks.
Well, I had a bike, and this was back when I weighed 540 pounds, and it was $1,300 really nice bike that somebody had left me. And I tried riding it, and I actually was so heavy that I bent the fork out, and the quick release wheel broke off, and the whole bike ended up getting wrecked. So I'd have to find one that was within my weight range.
Rowing machines work too.
Oh, they're great. Those are kick ass, man.
They're
not.
I'm shaking just thinking about it, but yeah,
they're not kick ass. I hate it, but I love it at the same time because they fucking slap.
Yeah, rowing machines and was there Versa climbers? I think that's what Vera climbers. Like
What's
you go
those?
here and like so
Oh,
so those are very joint friendly also.
is that the thing that looks like a big stair stepper, like that you climb the ladder?
Yeah,
seen
but it like you
Yeah.
use your knees and like and
I've
hands.
never seen one in real life, but I've seen videos and that looks so cool. One of the downfalls of living in the rural area, like I see videos on Twitter of all these cool ass gyms with all these cool machines. I'm like, I ain't got any of that, sadly.
Yeah, same thing. I live in a rural area. I don't really see. We don't have one of those machines, but there's a lot of strength coaches that I follow that are bringing that machine
Yeah.
back, and they're
Gotcha.
like, and their clients are loving it just because it's
They-
joint friendly, and it kicks their ass.
Mhm.
All right, any other questions out there?
I got one more if you got time. Right now I'm doing home workouts with bands, and it's working because I can still talk about all the time. I don't have any gym memberships or anything right now. One of the reasons is I just got married, got a bunch of debt with that. My wife and I we're looking at possible switching careers, but other stuff. So money's pretty tight. Do you think if I was to go to the gym 2 to 3 times, that it would be worth the money for what I've gained after the gym membership versus working out at home with the bands that I have, just being able to use, the type of equipment that.
Well, and Judah, I think you went away.
Yes, you did.
Hello?
You kind of broke up on my end. You broke up a little bit when you were asking your question. I don't know if it broke up on the other end.
What I asked was, right now I'm using the bands at home, and I am making progress doing it. Because money's really tight, though, I haven't went in and done the whole gym membership thing. Do you think that getting a gym membership so that I could use the type of equipment you guys are talking about, as long as I'm going to the gym, 2-3 times a week, do you think that would be worth the money would that give me that value to make it worth the money going to the gym versus just working out at home with my bands, do you think? Or would that be too small of a difference to justify the cost?
Oh, that wasn't to you, Judah. Sorry.
Oh, where are you going? Sorry, Alex, I thought you were gonna go.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was saying no to yes to my girlfriend. That's why I said no. That wasn't to you, Judah.
So Judah, to answer your question, you could still get the same benefits working out at home with the bands. At the gym, of course, you have all that different variety and equipment. You could still get the same results doing workouts at home. So do you need to pay a gym membership? No, especially if money is tight for you at the moment. You could still get amazing results at home using the bands and doing the walking. So to answer your question, no, you don't need a gym membership. You could still get amazing results at home doing home workouts. Even let's say you didn't even have bands and you just had body weight exercises. You could still get results doing body weight exercises.
As far as low impact, high intensity cardio, because right now the only cardio I can really do is walk, and my ankle joint is the way it is. It's kind of a long story, but I had a catastrophic injury, almost had my leg amputated. I had my back broken. I had discs crushed. I got like 7 bones broken and full of metal, and I have no cartilage in my right ankle. So I'm kind of a physical wreck right now. So just the walking that I do for work, I go home and my ankles, 4 times the size of before I went to work, all swollen up and can't stand on it. I can't do anything like running. I can't do any of that like high intensity cardio, which I think like they were saying a rowing machine, I would be able to. Would that high intensity cardio, you think, make a significant difference as far as weight loss or general fitness, or would that not matter?
From my experience doing high intensity cardio, it does help your cardio, like your endurance, your cardiovascular endurance. But personally, you don't have to do high intensity to lose weight or get results. And what I'm saying, you're not going to get faster results doing high intensity cardio compared to just going for walks or like an easy bike ride or going on the elliptical or the rowing machine. Low steady cardio shows the exact same results for weight loss compared to high intensity. So no, you don't have to do high intensity to get faster results. And so if you're doing strength training and the low steady cardio, like just walking, that's why we just pretty much program just walking for weight loss clients. Is because it does show you will get the same results. There's like no big difference from high intensity cardio to low steady cardio with strength training.
Okay, that's good to know. There's this part of me that almost feels like, boy, I just don't seem to be like getting that, sweating, intense thing I see other people getting. I didn't know if that, it's my first time in life, having to lose significant amounts of weight, so I wasn't 100% sure. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're good. Like, yeah, everyone thinks they have to do more. They have to do higher intensity. No, you can train for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, then just add some walking, get your steps in, and you will see results. You will see the same results if you just did high intensity stuff. It would be exactly the same.
I was talking to my friend yesterday about less is more in exercise, and it took me a long time to come to this conclusion because it's really funny. So about 2 years ago, I was probably going to the gym. I was doing a full body workout. I was doing 4 sets of every exercise. I was walking out of the gym with 40 sets under my belt, thinking that more is better in the terms of weightlifting. I was burnt out. I felt like shit. Yeah, I was strong, but I wasn't as strong as I could be because the majority of that was junk volume. I'm going to the gym now and I'm putting in 16 hard working sets, 23 sets altogether with like my warm-up sets. I'm bigger now than I was when I was at the gym doing 40 plus sets. More does not equate to better at the gym. So, you may not think you're doing enough, but most times, as Chris had said, like you do not need that much to trigger growth or fat loss. you know, it's just like these little consistent things, diet, taking these walks. Like it doesn't have to be high strenuous hit workouts and things of that nature. I don't think this is part of your question, but I kind of overheard it. And I just want to address it because I'm a huge proponent for gym memberships. I love it. And you don't have to feel this way. You could feel different. The reason I feel this way is because I feel like there's such a connection to getting out of your comfort zone, which is your house. Sometimes I feel this with my office being in my house. It's like, it's really cool. And it really sucks at one point. Cause like, there's never an off button, you know what I mean? Cause everything is in my house. So it really messes with my mindset personally. So like I could never personally work out at home. It just wouldn't happen. I wouldn't be in the same mindset. There's something special for me for leaving my house and going to the gym, going to that locker room, the smells, the looks, the people, the environment, and going there. It just totally flips a switch on me. I'm like, this is work time. This is totally different. I shut out the world and I go to work. So I'm a big proponent of that. I know some people have the reasons why they don't want to go, and I respect that. But I do think there's a big something to be had there.
Nice. Like it.
Oh,
Well
that's
said.
interesting that you say that, because one of the things I've been struggling with is working out just isn't fun or exciting for me. And I know that that's not an excuse to not do it. I've been doing my workouts. I've missed one, but I've only missed one so far, and I've been sticking to them as religiously as possible. But I remember before I was heavy, back when I used to train, back when I used to fight, there was a camaraderie of training with the people I trained with. And what I was doing was focused on a goal, and it was playful. It was intense as hell, but it was playful. And there was that element of it. It was what I looked forward to every single day. No matter how bad I was feeling, that was the part of the day I looked forward to. And the working out I've been doing, I haven't felt that at all. There's no element of playfulness. There's no element of this is something to look forward to. And I tried to force that positive mindset on it to make myself think of it that way, just like through strength of will, but I haven't been able to get myself to really believe it. And I'm wondering, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the environment. Maybe I'm getting home and I'm used to home being my relaxation place after work, and maybe I'm just getting home and my body just wants to relax. And maybe that's fighting that part of me that's saying, hey, we gotta get working out. So maybe I'll just find some place I can take my fans with me and work out outside of home. Or maybe I'll get a gym membership. Maybe I'll try switching up my scenery. See, maybe like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try the garage. Maybe I'll take the garage, see if that makes a difference. Yeah, interesting stuff to think.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea, Judah. Yeah, to change up your scenery. But yeah, Alex makes a good point, because working from home now, yeah, everything's here. My escape is going to the gym. Is to get out of the house. Yeah, so that's my escape of going, is going to the gym, going for walks, going hiking. You know, yeah, definitely. I see where Alex is coming from, and Judah, that might be a great idea, just to change up the scenery. You could see if a gym membership, and I know a bunch of gyms are doing fairly great deals right now because of the new year.
Yeah, man, there's an energy there. I'll tell you what, I don't know what's up with my gym, but the past few days, man, start of the year, energy is high. Been a lot of people in there lately, you know what I mean? Lots of compliments around, bro, you're looking good. You're looking jacked everywhere. Everybody's saying that to everybody, you know what I mean? It's just, the vibes have been off the chart. There's been a lot of college kids home, and I've been really enjoying it. And it's just, I don't know, you finish your set, you hit pause on the music, you shoot the shit with homie. I was talking to somebody yesterday I never talked to about my barefoot shoes. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's fun to do. It was interesting. It pumps you up. It gets you going. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah. And I know, Judah, you're recovering from injury, but finding something that you enjoy doing that does involve active activity, like me personally, I hate cardio. Don't like it.
Yeah.
I hate running. I hate I hate everything about cardio. Like, I don't mind walking. Walking's awesome. So with cardio, I will find something that I enjoy doing. So me personally, I like playing basketball. So I'll go play pickup basketball. It kicks my butt now because I'm completely out of shape in that world of basketball shape. but I'll go play pickup basketball. And my wife and I recently just started playing pickleball. And oh my goodness, even though we're playing doubles, that is
Yeah.
such a good, fast pace, quick, fast twitch movements. I am exhausted after like 3 or 4 games.
Oh, Julia.
Pickleball is taking over the world, man, and I have yet to play, and I want to because everybody's playing it everywhere, and I'm like, I need to learn, I need to play.
Probably
Dude.
the only person alive who has no idea what pickleball is. I've never heard.
I don't-
in my life.
I heard of it. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to play. I don't know nothing about it. I just know that a lot of people, it's taking over the effing world, man.
It's the biggest growing sport in America, I believe.
I
I,
see
uh,
that.
My mom is in a senior community and every pickleball court is being used at all times. I went and played and same thing, like after 2 or 3 games, I was wiped out. There's these 65-year-old, 70-year-old ladies that are running
Housing,
circuits
yeah.
around me playing pickleball.
Yeah.
That's my why right there. I gotta be able to beat them.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's so pickleball, it's pretty much a miniature version of tennis and a bigger version of ping pong. Like,
I
So-
know, I'm looking at it right now.
so
It
it's like-
looks really effing cool.
so if you never
Gosh.
really like tennis, it's just like a very miniature court of tennis. So you're not moving, you don't have to move that much, but still, like, you don't realize how much you do move. It's fun.
Kind of like you're standing
Tennis
on top of the
players are
ping pong
jacked.
table.
Yeah. My
Right,
wife
exactly.
used to do tennis and ballet, and I've actually met her in a taekwondo class. And holy shit, she would kick harder than a lot of the guys there. Tennis players, that shit's their legs you can play tennis at lower body strength is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I can believe that about tennis players. Yeah. And Drew, your comment, you're exactly right. It's literally like you're standing on a ping pong table. All right, great
Well,
stuff. Anyone have any questions? Or Alex, did you have something?
Didn't have any questions. Didn't know if anybody else did. If nobody has any questions, you guys got anything cool planned for the weekend? Any cool plans, trips, ideas, gonna lay low? Anything going on?
Nothing at the moment. Maybe I try to get a actual hike in as opposed to just a normal walk. So I'm gonna try to get out to the Arizona mountains and do some of that.
Arizona mountains. Where you at, Drew?
I'm in Phoenix. Yeah, South Phoenix.
Cool. I went to ASU and I lived in Chandler, Gilbert
Okay.
for 15 years.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm in Awatuki, so right next to Chandler
okay.
there. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I live in Page, Arizona now. This is where I grew
Oh.
up. So I moved back.
Oh, very cool.
Awesome. All right.
What are you doing this weekend, Chris?
I would also like to go for a hike, but I will admit I still have Christmas lights up on my house that need to be taken down. I have been procrastinating on taking down the Christmas lights. So I will probably get that done. I want to do it either today or tomorrow. So that's definitely one of my main goals, but also hopefully go for a hike also.
There you go.
And probably watch football on Sunday. You guys, yeah, the Cardinals
dad and I are-
or the
my
49ers
dad-
and Cardinals.
Fuck the 49ers. I'm a Raiders fan. That's why I say that. I'm across the bay, but we're not doing too hot. And I'm actually going to watch the team that beat my team on Christmas Eve. My father and I are going to the Pittsburgh Steelers Cleveland Browns game on Sunday. We usually try to hit up one game a year. This will be our one game. We'll go down there. We're going to take the old boat across from Station Square, freeze our butts off maybe, and have a good time watching some ball and have a nice steak dinner afterwards. We did a friendly rager because I'm not a Steeler fan. I said, okay, here's the deal. Steelers win, I buy dinner. Steelers lose, you buy dinner. So we had to gamify it a little bit because I'm like, I'm taking them to my favorite steak restaurant, which in Pittsburgh, which is Morton's, the steakhouse. Absolutely fantastic. I know they're a chain restaurant, but I love them. So whoever's going to pick up that hefty bill, I hope the Steelers lose.
Nice. It's a good rivalry game there.
Yeah, it is too. Division. I don't think the Browns are that good. I haven't followed football too well this year, but I do know the Steelers. I don't know if they've clinched the playoffs yet, but I know they're pretty close with that, their last few wins.
Nice. Anyone else have any plans for the weekend?
Just relaxing. I start 6-day weekend today, so just working out today and then just hanging out at home for the
There you
next
go.
next few days. Yeah.
Days
What's-
working out, bunch of meat smoke.
Ooh, meat smoking. What's the weather like down there in Panama City, Nathan?
It
What should I expect here in February?
is 58 and sunny right now with a high of 62.
That's not bad.
So it's beautiful right now.
Yeah,
It got
that's
cold
summer
for
to
a
me.
week. Yeah, it got cold for a week and then yeah, it's back up to 60. This is my first winter in Florida, so it's definitely a big change from the Midwest.
Oh, you're from oh yeah, that is a culture shock, my friend. That's nice.
I lived there the last 5 years, so it's
Got
a
you.
big change.
Got
for
you.
sure.
Looking to move more far south one of these days. I love where
It's nice.
I'm from, but at the end of the day, I like the sun. Like I love the sun and I want more of it. And sadly, running this morning is gray and gloomy. It's just the pinch depressing.
Yeah. I feel it.
You're from the Midwest. You see nothing but gray skies there for 7 months out of the year.
Yeah, it was definitely I'm from Oregon originally, so
Ah, even worse.
I was used to the rain and then I went to the wind. Now it's the sun, so we're good. We're good now.
Now all you need to do is move somewhere where it's snowy all the time and you hit the trifecta.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that was close to an hour. Time
Yes,
flies.
sir. It
Cool.
does when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. All right. If no one has any more questions, we'll wrap it up and let you guys continue your Friday. I'm sure you don't want to see our ugly faces all the time. So,
Guys.
yeah.
See ya,
see you-
Charles.
Enjoy your day, guys. Have a good
Yeah,
weekend.
you too. Have a great
Yeah.
Friday.
All
Yeah,
right.
gentlemen. I
Thank
hope-
you guys.
I hope you guys, you're welcome, brother. Have a good one. We'll talk soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Chris, I'll see you in a pinch.
Yep. Sounds good, man.